I want you all to spend a couple seconds looking at this comic strip here. The reality is, the character here is not the only person who gets worried about doing more than one thing at a time. See, life was very simple a long time ago. We would go out, hunt for food, we were good to go. And then life became complicated. We not only had to kill others, but also had to save ourselves from getting killed. As if that was not enough, we complicated life further. We made computers, and we made bigger and better computers. More data, more networks, and so on and so forth. All of that resulted in lots and lots of data. Let's say if all the books in the Library of Congress, catalog books, are called one LOC, then Bank of America has about 45 LOCs worth of data, and Walmart has about 170 LOC worth of data. Google, on the internet, Google processes 67 LOCs every hour. The size of the internet, I really had to pull the computer out and do the calculation in Excel. 44 million LOCs a year. The good news is, a lot of this data is pictures and images. And only a very small amount, 5% of the data, is structured data, and meaning numbers and files and stuff. So this story is not just about how good we as human beings are in making big computers, but this story is about how terrible, how woefully terrible we are in remembering and managing large data sets. All of you probably remember where I'm from, Waxhaw. How many of you will remember my citizen number? There you go. You were just off by 1 digit. But here's another test. How many ones in this grid? See, our mind uses visual. Eyes do 70% of the thinking or feedback to the brain. The moment I highlight the ones, it becomes very easy for us to comprehend the number of ones. That's one thing that brain does. Second thing that brain does is it processes information in parallel, not serially. So when we see a big Excel with a lot of numbers, we get totally lost. But the moment I put that in a picture, it becomes clear to us. Green is profit, greener is more profit. So while our brains are terrible, look at the tool sets we are using. We are using dashboards like old car things and abacus kind of traffic lights. And because we're using such terrible tool sets, this is what we get. A pie chart that adds up to 193%. The year I was born, 1967, a person called Jacques Burton did a great job. He wrote a book about cartography. He died a couple months ago, but he did seminal work on it. And his statement is, at level 1, we need to build a matrix that highlights the things. I've used a tool called Tableau, one of the several tools available out there. It does a great job in visualizing data. So if you look at this picture, it becomes easy for us to understand where we are losing money, where the company is losing money, where we are making money. Another picture from Tableau is, it says at the global level, you can use colors, the size of the pictures, the crosses, the squares, circles to assimilate a lot of information. So where our mind is terrible in that, you can use the right information to get your point across. I love this picture from Tableau again. Top left is all the hurricanes in the Atlantic. Just imagine if I had to give that information to you in Excel. Lats, longs, temperatures, and so on and so forth. We would be totally lost. Here's another great slide about the real estate prices. The reality is, visualization does a great job for us. But we have to be a little careful. 2 Pacific Islanders were asked, hey, if you catch 2 fish in a day, and you catch 2 fish in a day, how many fish do you have at the end of the day? And they said, well, I make 2 knots to identify 2 fish. I make 2 knots to identify 2 more fish. And then I add the 2 fish to get a total. And therefore, at the end of the day, I've caught 5 fishes. Thank you so much. Thanks.